Mix is presented by California Pizza Kitchen. Visit them today at the Holiday Resort Hotel.
Happening, welcome back to our first ever live on location edition of In the Mix. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Ben.
And we are talking about the United Airlines Guam Marathon, set to hit the streets on Sunday, April 8th. And let's talk about the training tools.
Yes, let's do that. So on the app, we have an events tab. And on that events tab, it will introduce you to training programs that are being hosted by Run Guam and by HOTSA. And so I encourage you to check that part of the app out. If you're not participating in the programs, it'll give you all the information you need to learn how to participate in both of those great training programs being hosted by these great organizations.
And speaking of Run Guam and HOTSA Guam, we have with us now from Run Guam, Derek and Des Mandel and Ray from HOTSA Guam. Let's start with you guys over here. Des, tell us about the programs that you guys are offering.
Well, for us, we wanted to provide some of the maybe intermediate and somewhat elite runners an opportunity to get into a training program. At the core of it, in order to run, to be a better runner, you got to run more. But of course, if you want to get to the next level, there's certain types of runs that you want to get into, certain types of workouts you want to do. And we wanted to provide that, especially for some people that aren't familiar with it. So with our program, we met once a week at our Run Guam store in Agenia, and basically had some max VO2 workouts, some mile repeats, some threshold workouts. Again, might sound foreign to some of you, which is why we have the program. So, but
I will tell you though, that stuff is extremely painful. So know that.
I held the watch pretty good. So
oh, okay. Good watch holder, okay.
Yeah. Well, Ray, this is probably the program that's for me because it's for
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so, to kind of contrast and, what Run Guam is doing is, my program is actually not necessarily based on running. It's actually the complete opposite, meaning we do a lot of circuit training, we do a lot of cross training. So for individuals that are probably looking to start an event like the UGM, because there's so many different options available, this is where people would come out and say, listen, I'm just learning how to start. And that's where we want to help build a foundation of just being active, and then of course, we slowly transition them into the 5Ks and the 10Ks, and naturally we're now part of the UGM family, and we're excited to go ahead and see what the future holds for us.
Well, why don't you show us, since we have you here, why don't you show us some, and
right.
This is a remix,
yeah, that's right?
Okay.
So why don't you show us what you guys do?
So obviously we've been all sitting down.
Wait a minute, are we going to do some training now?
Just a little.
No mile repeats or anything, right?
No,
okay,
nothing crazy. Okay, so a real basic thing that I like to incorporate, because obviously when we're looking at long distances, we want to build endurance, especially lower body endurance. So first things first, we want to make sure. Yeah, let's get.
Yeah, we'll let
get everybody involved.
People that look a little more fit. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
So one of the exercises we'll do is, I like to look at, especially if we're doing distances of, let's say, the 5K. We notice that within our certain landmarks, like a telephone pole, it's every 100 feet.
Okay.
So every 100 feet, we like to go ahead and incorporate an exercise that, again, really build up your confidence, build your lower body endurance. So this is going to be our first exercise. Okay. All you have to do is go ahead and shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knee. So once you have that slight bent knee, now we know our legs are engaged. Okay, from here, all you have to do is stay in this position, and then you can just bring both feet in and both feet out, just kind of like this. Okay, so we're going to come in and let's just knock out 10. Ready? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys can count? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and recover.
10.
Okay, so imagine doing that after your every 100 feet. Okay, and so again, the whole understanding of what we're trying to do is just building confidence, obviously building the endurance, and then we have time for one more exercise?
Sure. How can we say no?
Okay, so this one, you know what, one thing I like to do is, because the running is a community, right? I like to incorporate a lot of engagement within our participants. So let's go ahead and partner up since we haven't even, so go ahead and kind of face each other.
Okay.
Face each other. Okay, so you want to kind of come in and you want to go shoulder to shoulder. So let's go and do that.
Like that?
There you go. So opposite shoulder. There you go. Right there. Just like that. There you go. Perfect. And then so you're right here. And then go ahead and give yourself some distance. Give yourself distance. So what we want to do here is, because we're obviously engaging the lower body, we want to get some hip engagement here. And what I want to do is, all you're going to do is do some hip raises. And all you have to do is make sure you're just kind of giving your body, your partner, some stability here and a foundation. And you're just going to come out about hip height and then come back down. So let's get 5 on each side. Okay, so go ahead and kind of work together, right? So you're just going to come in and you're just going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
We go opposite? So he goes that way and then I go.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So let's
got
go
it.
try that. Let's just get
Almost like a
5%.
dance. I kind of like that.
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
synchronize,
yeah, yeah.
synchronize.
Ready?
All right, and begin.
1,
2, 3,
3,
4, and time.
5.
Let's go and even out the other side.
Oh no.
Okay.
Let's get 5 and then we'll call it a day. Okay,
All
ready?
right,
And
call it a
begin.
day.
1, 2,
2.
3, 4, and time. Guys, give him a hand.
All right.
There you go. And that's it. Yeah, no problem. Good job. Good job. That's it. Always encouragement, encouragement. There you
For
go.
more
Encouragement.
information,
There you go.
make sure to check out the UGM app. Right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so in addition to these great running programs that we've got on the app, you can also see in that same area runners podcasts. So we've got some runners that are producing podcasts for the event, which is really cool, providing the community with running tips, providing runners with running tips. So I believe now we have 5 different podcasts that are on the app. There's a link so you can click it and listen to these great podcasts hosted by some of these folks and other running figures in the community.
All right, stay tuned. We're back with more after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.